Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Reignite. We are live, and today we have, as you know, I don't do long intros. We have an absolute legend of music who's been in the UK subs, I believe it's 46 years, and he's formerly known as the Multicoloured Rasta. You will all know him as Mr. Charlie Harper. Welcome to Reignite, Charlie.
Oh, thank you very much.
Multicoloured Rasta, eh?
Oh, how'd you find that one out? I don't know.
Oh, I dig around for these things.
I mean,
How are
not
you?
been off for about 30 years.
Yeah. How you doing? You okay?
Yeah, good. Thank you.
And the
How are you?
first thing is to wish you and your lovely wife Yuko a belated happy anniversary. 20 years, I believe it is.
Yeah, 20. Yeah,
How
last
did how
Wednesday, I think it was. What's the
yeah.
date?
Tuesday, I think. I think it's Tuesday. Yeah, it's Tuesday. So did you go out on the Raz then?
No, we're on the Raz every day, so we had a lovely meal somewhere. Her
Oh,
choice.
oh, excellent. Well, congratulations on 20 years.
Oh, thank you.
And the other thing before we begin is I have to say a huge, huge thank you to you for something. I have been running this show for 2 years, and you are the very first guest that my big brother, Steve Miller, not that Steve Miller,
Mm.
has said to me he is proud of his little sister for getting you on the show. So thank you. I finally have family pride thanks to you.
That's all right. Our pleasure.
Every UK subs album ever made, and you probably got me into punk in the first place.
Wow.
So, talking of such things, we want to go obviously to the present day and what you're doing now, but we can't do that before we go right back to the beginning. So, what I want to know from you is how did it all start for you in music?
Um, right. At the time, I was hairdressing, and in hairdressing, you get all kinds of people, and they used to go down a club called Shagaramas.
Good
Ever
name.
heard of that?
Good name. I haven't, but it sounds like
Yeah.
somewhere I would have gone.
Well, on a Friday night, they had bands on. So although it was a lesbian club, they'll let you in if you kind of looked a bit half and half.
Yeah.
So I got in, and I used to go down there with a couple of girls and have a wild old time. Um, One thing attracted me to that bar was they served Red Stripe, and I come from Brixton, so Red Stripe was like the local beer, being a Caribbean beer, and so that was good. They had my beer that I drank, and they could make a good cocktail. Always
Oh,
like cocktails, and yeah, so we used to go down there on a Friday night, and we hadn't been down there for a couple of months, and we went down again. But, oh, let's go to Shagaramas, and lo and behold, it all changed, and it changed into the Roxy.
all
And,
right.
and the main thing, they painted it all black. It wasn't so colourful and like Caribbean kind of scene, but um, they had bands every night, and I was whoopee, So I was down there a lot of nights then, and then the punk scene had started, and I was playing R&B with a band, and they were young. I was already 30 years of age, and they were just teenagers around 18, 19, and I said to them, look, you've got to come down and see these bands. This is the future of rock and roll. And eventually I dragged them down there, and they turned around and said, oh, yeah, we want to be a punk band. And I wasn't invited.
What? Really?
They were young dudes, and thought I was too old.
Oh,
But
blimey.
anyway, when I went home, my flatmate had been to a party that weekend and met Nicky Garrett. And
Mhm.
lo and behold, he was looking for a punk band, and thought I played him my demos, and which is like the early punk stuff we did, and and that was the rest is history. as they say.
Yeah, absolutely. But what interests me, and maybe my research is wrong, but you started the '76, the funk era, but was it '79 before you actually got a deal, a record deal?
No, 79 our record came out, I think, but it might have been early 79 where we got the deal. Yeah. What happened is we put a single out, and that got to number one in the indie charts because we kind of put it out on colour vinyl. So everyone wanted to keep a colour vinyl and then have a black one to play. So everyone
Yeah.
two records. So we got in the charts, and then after that we got a deal.
So I'm being cautious because I don't want to dig too much into your history, because we were talking about something before we came on air, that you've been a very busy boy and you've got something new coming out for people soon, haven't you?
It's out now, isn't it? Our reverse engineering.
Now you're reading material that you're producing.
My
You're reading material.
video material.
Reading.
Oh, my book.
Yes.
The book.
Your book. Your book. So we're being a bit cautious about what we're going to
I've just finished it, and I'm just going over it to correct mistakes, and sometimes even your computer, like, I put discuss or something on there like that, and my computer went disturb, like, so there's all these like words, and what is that?
How many times have I paused sending a text message?
It's an Apple, and I think, are they American or something? They don't.
Yeah,
they don't spell English. They don't spell Polish. They don't spell slang, and you get stuck on loads of things.
Yeah. And you say you've just finished it and you're going through your final editing. So when do we expect it? Will it be in the shops for a Christmas present, or is it next year?
Not this Christmas. Maybe next Christmas.
Next Christmas.
This company's pretty slow. But I'm going to hand it over in a few weeks, let's say.
Okay.
Yeah. So who knows?
Has it got a title, or is it just a working title at this point?
Well, I think the title I thought was pretty good. It's called An Anarchy of Demons.
Ooh, I like it.
It's a kind of part of a chorus of one of my old songs. So and then Anarchy of Demons.
Very nice, very nice. So something I really want to know, I always like to know this: do you get recognised a lot? And if you do, how do you feel about it? Are people intrusive, or are people very respectful?
Well, it's quite nice, really. I feel good about it. We just went to see the Undertones.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and they were down at down the beach somewhere from us. It's about an hour's drive, I suppose. Yeah, and we were in a pub before the show, and someone came up to me and said, "Oh, pleased to meet you." Shook my hand and started chatting. And he turns out to be the best friend of the old rock photographer in London called Paul Slattery, who did lots of our 8x10, tens, but he'd done them for many bands in the punk rock era. And so we struck up a conversation, and then in the same pub, my kid lives. My oldest son lives there, so I called him, and he came round with his girlfriend, and then his ex-wife came in with one of his children, who's now about 15 years old. He's just grown up. I only see these people once every few years, and he's just grown up. He's a lovely lad, and then people coming over, shaking my hand, and it's like he must have thought, "Oh, his granddad's a pop star or something." I like it, and I just like meeting people, and most it's funny because most people who come up to me and shake my hand like that, I've never seen at shows. Like normally you see hundreds of people at shows you
Yeah.
recognize from show after show and stuff. But yeah, a lot of people come up and shake my hand. They're very new to me. Oh, I
Yeah.
keep wobbling this table, so
That's
wobbly
all right.
table.
Don't worry. Don't worry. It's fine. It was almost like a spooky atmosphere you were adding in there. That it was all kind of going a bit
Yeah,
weird.
it's Halloween. When is
Oh,
Halloween anyway?
well, we're not far off now, are we? The house is decorated. Do you do Halloween in your house, or?
Yeah, I mean, I every year I say, and we've even made a Halloween record. Um, I don't know when it's going to come out, but last year we thought let's make a Halloween record now and put it out next year, but
Yeah.
like nothing's happened. And well, we've got to do the B side. It's just going to be a single. And I always thought like getting a special little Halloween show together. But
Yeah.
no, but we're mainly always in the house, and then we have pumpkins outside, and all the kids come to the house and trick or treat, and it's really cute and fun. My wife loves it, loves seeing the kids all dressed up.
Oh, it's adorable, isn't it? With these little demons and witches coming knocking on
Yeah,
the front door.
yeah. One time, two little girls came, and a smaller little boy, must have been about 3 years old, and we kind of passed a little basket to the girl. She took a sweet. Pass it to the other girl. She took a sweet. Pass it to the little guy, and he took the whole basket. He was like, "No, it's right. You can have it."
Oh, bless him. And have you got any horror movies lined up for the night? Are you a horror movie watcher?
Which holidays?
Horror movies. Are you a fan?
We haven't had time to think of it. Really. I got to catch up. I'm behind on my paintings. There's a big queue of my paintings, and I got to kind of So I've been 10 minutes at the painting table. When my back hurts, I sit down for 5 minutes, and then I go to the writing desk and carry on with the writing books. But it's on a computer, so yeah, carry on with writing my book, and yeah, that's most of the day.
Now, you jumped me ahead on something because I was going to come to that later on, but seeing as you've mentioned it, we'll come to it now. Your art, because you're the second artist we've had on the show. I don't know if you know Billy Morrison, Billy Idol's guitarist. He does some big art.
Oh no, I didn't know about him. No, no.
Yeah, he has big exhibitions out in LA. So you're our second artist. So how did that start? How did you get into it? And also, all these tell me about the cat paintings you were doing for the NHS during
Well,
the
yeah,
summer.
that was interesting. I used to paint stuff just for the Blackpool art show, because I was up there playing, and so I used to put a few, and they were mainly kind of seaside things, where like on the beach with the ice cream cart, and an old fisherman and his dog, and boats, and um, I used to paint different lighthouses around the coast and stuff like that, and I think I've even done a few Blackpool Towers, to take
Really
up there.
nice.
Well, you heard that there's a movie just come out of this cat painter called Wayne. What's his name? Um, Lewis Wayne.
Uh huh.
Have you heard of this?
No, no.
Yeah, he's quite a famous cat painter, or
Okay.
was in the 70s. He was anyway, but he died long before the 70s. He died in the 30s, and because he had schizophrenia, he done all these kind of psychedelic cats. So all
Oh,
yeah, yeah, yeah. I look him up, Lewis Wayne,
yeah,
and
Lewis White. All right.
yeah. So these amazing cats, and so he got very, very fashionable with like the hippies in the 70s. You know, so that's when I kind of knew him. He became quite popular then, and so one year I thought, I loved his stuff, so I thought, oh, I'll do a couple of scruffy little punky cats. So I done two little punky cats, and they went in minutes. You know, people just, and then people come up to, I was kind of selling T-shirts, and it said, "Oh, you've got to do some more cats." So I just become, you know, a cat painter by accident, really. So I do almost all, like 1 in 10 is something else. I have to have a little rest and do something else.
Yeah, yeah. No, I saw it with all the NHS stuff during COVID, all your cat painting.
Oh yeah. I started by donating about I think 3 or 4 paintings to the NHS,
Oh, lovely.
and then after um, you know, they were going very quickly, and so I thought, oh, I can't keep doing this for free. So then the next lot, I kind of I gave the NHS like a third of the money or something, and then our neighbour right here,
Yeah.
their son works for the NHS, and they told us that, you know, none of that funds go to the nurses, so I just stopped. You know,
No,
yeah,
seriously.
yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah, yes. Well, this is the way of the world, isn't it? All the rich people get the money, and poor people are kept down
yeah,
in their
exactly.
place.
Yeah, exactly right. But yes, sorry, I'm going off tangents here, aren't I? I do
Hey, I
apologise.
just realised my
Go on.
T-shirt's the same colour as your hair.
What do you think as a hairdresser? Are you liking the colour?
Lovely, yeah,
Have I
especially,
got
yeah,
my
the
reeds
bit
done
on
right?
top, very bright. That's lovely. You should bleach the rest and do it nice and bright.
I want to get back to back combing, but I haven't done it for a while. I was trying to do it earlier, and
Oh,
it's
I
so
wouldn't
long.
do
I
that.
can't
I
get.
wouldn't do that.
No, is it bad for the ends? Is it bad for the
Yeah,
ends?
it does split up your hair, especially if you've got long hair. You shouldn't really use like that.
I need it. Oh, I need it. I'll take it from an expert.
Yeah, yeah.
But anyway, we should go back to the UK stuff. Sorry, I went way off beam there because I was thinking about cats and
That's
cat.
okay. No. There's an interesting list of subjects here.
There is, isn't there? We like to keep it a bit different. One thing that wasn't in there though, and I came across the other day that I would love for you to share with everyone that doesn't know the story, it's linked to Aswad and the police.
As was and the police.
Aswad and the police. Do you remember the
Yeah,
story?
they were on tour with the police in America. They went for and they brought ganja over to America where you could get it much cheaper and it's much stronger, and they got busted, silly fools.
Oh God.
Yeah. So anyway, so we got on the police tour, and in New York, um, there was about 300 kids rooting for us, and 3,000 against. But
Blimey.
in Philadelphia, where we played that the radio tower, and it's where David Bowie done his Station to Station album, live album.
Oh, right. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and it held about 7,000 people. It was twice as big as the New York show, and all the kids at Philadelphia, you know, like we almost blew the police off stage, and
Oh,
we got taken off the tour.
no, you're too
Yeah, we
popular.
went into the police loved us. It's like the police, but you know, their management said this is no good. But that same thing happened with the Ramones. We started the Ramones tour in Amsterdam,
Yeah.
and we went down really well. And the Ramones management wanted us off the tour, but the Ramones insisted we stay on the tour.
Oh wow. Oh wow.
That was the very first.
Got a big Ramones fan.
You've done something. You hear that?
Say that again.
Oh, you can't hear that, can you? There was
What
some
was it?
interference there.
No, you're all right. You're fine.
Yeah.
You're fine. So was that when you did that with the police? Was that your first experience of really big venues?
I think so. Yeah, I can't remember much before that. Yeah, I mean, we've done a couple of outside festivals, but they were very, very small, only a couple of hundred people.
Yeah. What's your preference in terms of a venue? Do you like the smaller, more
No, I
intimate
do,
ones?
I do. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was up at um, the Albert, the little pub in Brighton, which does music every night.
Yeah.
and it's really ideal, but it only holds about 150 people at a squeeze, you know. But sounds nice and just a little step up stage, and yeah, that's what I love.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because you do. Is it true you do? Well, we're lucky to get you because every time I've looked, you're off on tour somewhere in Japan and wherever else, and you're about to start
Mm.
again in the UK. Is it true it's about 150 to 200 gigs a year that you do?
Used to, no, we don't know. We only probably get around 100 now. Yeah,
Still a hell of a lot.
it is a hell of a lot. Yeah, yeah. It's like, um, um, can I change the subject? Like,
Of course you can. You can change the subject whenever you want, mate.
in COVID, right, I was quite ill,
Uh-huh.
and we were in lockdown for months and months and months. Like 10 months or something,
Yeah.
and I was loving it. I didn't mind it at all because we had a rest. We can stay in our house, which normally we're in unpacking. As soon as you unpack, you're packing up again and going somewhere.
Yeah.
It was lovely to have a year off, and just do the gardening, get the house in order, and do everything that needs to be done. Fix, have the builders fix the chimney and all
Yeah.
sorts of shit.
Yeah. No, I enjoyed it as well. I love that piece of
Yeah,
guy.
yeah. I mean, some people were really, really knocked sideways by
Yeah.
lockdown, but
Yeah.
and I must say that I was, um, you know, I'm sure I had it. Like I've had it 3 times, and the first time the doc said, no, 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 it's a lung infection.
Oh.
But then the second and third time it was the same thing going on, but it was much more slight.
Yeah.
The second time I was quite ill again for a little while, and then the third time, I don't remember being ill much. My wife said I was suffering for a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
You know.
I've had
But
it. I've had it 5 times now.
sorry, but
I've had it 5 times now.
bloody hell! But
I know. Go for a
isn't it
record.
just like the snivels now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've
I mean,
had all.
I'm due for my fourth vaccine.
Oh, I warn you, I had mine. We both had ours. I think what last
Yeah.
week before. Much as it's fine. Your arm for about a week. You cannot
Oh
sleep on that side. It
no, I
is.
do have that. Yeah, yeah.
Oh
Feels
my
like your
god.
arm's falling off. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a really bad one. But hey, as long as it does the trick, and you don't get it as bad, or
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
get it
yeah,
too
yeah.
bad.
Yeah, I can deal with that.
So you said gardening there. So are you a keen gardener?
No, I look around and I kind of deadhead and
Good.
do like various little bits and pieces, but Yuko does all the heavy work.
Oh, does she? That sounds like our house.
Our neighbour's got like a 20-foot hedge, and she's up there on top of a step ladder, and she still can't reach the top. Yeah,
Oh, good girl, you go.
yeah. And we've got like these big. Our cutters are about another meter long.
Yeah, another few feet up.
You can't. So like last year, we did tell the guy, look, you've got to cut a bit off. And he got while he was having his hedge done professionally.
Yeah,
We asked the guy to take about a foot off the top, but it needs to
yeah.
take a meter off the top. I mean, it is 20 feet high. That's and it's really funny because we get like the southerly sun, kind of southwestern sun,
Yeah.
and so our gardens, like the hedge doesn't interfere with like
Ah,
shading either, but it shades his garden. Silly fool.
that doesn't make any
It's like,
sense, does
yeah,
it?
big hedge just shades. There's no sun in his garden, and they kind of we've kind of sat round, talked to them. Right round the other side of the garden, they've got a little kind of table and stuff, where you're sitting there drinking and stuff. But it's right round the other side of the garden because most of their gardens in shade. Silly.
Maybe he's a vampire.
Yeah, but it's all laid on. There's nothing growing. It's just lawn and a
Oh, right.
big kind of bird thing he's built, birdhouse.
Okay. Okay. All right.
And
Anyway,
it's got a nice pond, so maybe that
oh,
needs shading.
oh, has he got fish?
Yeah, yeah, big fish now. Yeah,
Oh, Oh, we used to have a massive koi carp, and it was insane. It would just, we'd be trying to clean the pond, and it would just literally leap out halfway across the garden. You had to get all of us running across to try and pick the bloody great thing up, chuck it back in again. Oh my
So
god!
didn't you do the same?
Hey?
You can't, if you clap like that, they come and for their feed, and they get really tame.
You're not going to catch me out like that. We used to live in the Cotswolds, okay?
Oh wow!
City people moved to the countryside, and I said, every time we walk across the field, I had no idea cows were this big. We walk across the field, these bloody great big cows. I said, they make me nervous, because they said to me, "That's all right, my dear. If you just walk across clapping like that, they'll go away." No, they won't. They'll come running towards you.
Come up to you.
Bloody hell you're doing.
Yeah. I mean, it's obvious. You do anything like that, they, oh, what's that?
Yeah, city moron. Anyway, let's go back to the UK South, shall we, for a moment, because we are going to go off track a lot more. So we mentioned it briefly earlier, your current album, and there's two questions I have for you, because your albums were going alphabetically from A all the way through to Z. Now we've now gone from S to R with reverse engineering. Are you planning on going all the way back to A again?
No. We're not. Yeah, I'm sick of kind of trying to think of names. You know, we were just one syllable. You know, so no, we're not taking any notice of that. No.
All right, fair enough. I just wondered if we were to expect to go all the way back to A. So it has been described as your fiercest album.
Sorry, which album?
Reverse Engineering.
Yeah.
Apparently, it's been described in the press as your fiercest album to date, and your last, which I'm hoping.
Well, we say that every time we do an album.
Yeah, you're like the Damned. The Damned do that as well.
it should be the last. It should be the last. I mean, no. I'm concentrating on. I'm kind of writing for. You know, I have to kind of write what comes to me. I can't just plan things. Yeah, but I am planning to write another acoustic album for my acoustic. You know, I go and do acoustic solos. Did you not know that?
Yes.
And,
I was actually. Well, one thing I forgot to ask you actually is whether you're still working with Knox and doing Urban Dogs.
Well, we never say die. We might die first, but we. But yeah, we were planning a very noisy album. Yeah, because Knox is good at noise. He's brilliant at noise. Yeah, and I'm loud enough to be able to sing over it. So because you've got to imagine, you know, sometimes you might go out and have to do a live thing. So anyway, yeah, and I'm going to do a solo noisy album as well.
Nice. We'll look forward to that.
That could have, you know, taken the Urban Dogs, but Alvin living in France now, it's kind of difficult. You know, he can't come over and play with the Urban Dogs, because we don't earn money. It's a love, you know. It's not you know.
But funny, you're talking about being in different countries, and that's been an issue. Well, not even different countries, but in different locations because of lockdown. People were recording stuff remotely, doing things very.
Yeah, that's what we done. We didn't see each other. It was done completely remotely. Yeah, and luckily, Pat Collier, our engineer in the studios in London, kind of done a brilliant job. And he's got an analog desk, so you know it kind of makes it sound very live.
Yeah. Well, that brings me neatly into actually our midway segment of the show, where your fellow musician, my producer Ashley Grant from the Stereotypes.
Who?
Ashley Grant, my husband, the lead singer of the Stereotypes.
Oh, right.
Backstage. Now he is the musical brains in this house, and he has some more technical muso questions. So I am going to disappear and leave you with Ashley, and then I'm coming back and we're talking biscuits and ghosts.
Yeah. That's quite odd, because my wife is a musical brains in this house.
Hi, Charlie.
Shall I get my wife to answer that?
Yes. Do it.
Well, if anything gets difficult, I'll ask her.
Oh, it won't be. It won't be.
Right, I will leave you to it.
Okay.
Okay, thank you, Cathy.
Hi, Charlie. Lovely to see you. Lovely to see you. Massive UK subs fans. Of course we are. What I wanted to ask you as a singer was how you cope with playing every night. I mean, how do you keep your voice in shape?
I don't, I'm getting old now, and it's like, and after 3 bouts of COVID, which you get a really horrible sore throat, it has taken like a lot away. But I was blessed with a very, very strong, voice, and it, people been on tour with us have kind of marveled at, I just come on every night, and sometimes my voice has gone like recently it's a struggle. I have to be careful, and I said, just hold on a minute, like after a minute 30 seconds and a couple of squigs of beer, I'm fine again.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it's tough. I mean, when I've played, even half an hour, 40-minute shows, because it's punk, you tend to do it 100%.
And the band don't understand. I said, look, you guys change your strings, you change your drum skin. I can't change your fucking throat.
That's exactly it. I mean, every show at the end, my voice is gone, and you're just hoping it's going to be back for the next time. Kind of thing, But with touring in your 70s as well, I mean that's hard going, isn't it? Different hotel every night, that kind of thing. How do you cope with all that?
Well, you kind of you chip it down to we these days it all started with a German tour manager. And if you've ever seen the Big Fat Tour Manager sketch on Monty Python, that was him. And but he kind of he done other bands, and he kind of said to the agency, look, I'm doing this band. They don't get half the people in that the UK subs get in, and yet you give them a nice hotel, and the subs get some shithole. So he stopped all that, and now we're used to nice hotels. We don't go back, and it does help a lot when you're well rested.
Yeah. And do you mentioned before about your solo shows? I've noticed them pop up. Do you really like playing solo? Or
yeah, I do. I love it. We have great fun. Great.
Okay.
The other night, where was I? Nottingham, and there was a guy with a telephone, and I don't know if you know Foreman's in Nottingham. It's only a little bar. It's kind of big as front room, and so people are right on top of you. It's like full up, and someone had this telephone in my face, and I said, like, I didn't say put it down, or I just said, like, oh, what's that? He said, it's my brother or my kid. He's in Thailand. So I said to the phone, what are you doing there? And before he could say anything, I started singing, do you want to be in my gang? Exactly. The audience fell apart. It was fun.
Brilliant.
So it's mainly kind of silly jokes like that,
Oh, it's fantastic.
Between songs. But it's fun. Yeah, it's really fun. It's just my wife and myself in the car, and with a couple of guitars in the back and a suitcase, and it's easy.
And a ukulele?
Well, I keep telling her, you bring a ukulele. She can play.
I know.
Yeah. So one day, and I said, oh, we should record a little EP or something with her playing ukulele. Have you ever heard of a song called After Hours by Lou Reed? Yeah. The girl drummer sings it.
Right. Yeah.
But she plays that on ukulele, which is very nice.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, people in the chat, go and Google that after the show, and be aware that Yuko can play that on the ukulele. So there we go.
Yes, I
cool.
can. I mean, they're quite easy instruments to play, but she's rather good at it. But she loves George Thornby.
Yes, when he's cleaning windows.
Yeah, she plays all that stuff. Yeah,
brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
I'm gonna tell her, you've got to bring it to Blackpool and play my little bit of Blackpool rock.
Yeah, oh, that'd be fantastic.
No, she's quite shy, but she has been coming up and doing some lead guitar in War Baby on my
oh right, okay,
on my solo thing. So
fantastic.
she does like Knox's lead break at the end. It's brilliant.
Yeah. Oh wow. Wow. Right. Well, look, that's, I mean, apparently I've got a musical brain, but that implies that I've got a brain, which I haven't really. So it's probably time to talk more about Biscuits. So I shall love you and leave you, and thank you ever so much for coming on the show. And now it's time for Kath and her Biscuits. Here she is. Bye.
Bye. Actually, you jumped in on something there, because I was going to ask you about Yuko and her ukulele, because she came up on stage with you was it in Lewis?
She plays an electric guitar on stage. So it's just a lead time playing acoustic, and she plays this beautiful kind of lead break in the Urban Dogs song War Baby.
Yeah. Oh, she needs to do more of it. Encourage her to do more of it. We'd love to see
she's loving it at the moment, but I think she's a bit shy doing a kind of ukulele thing on her own.
Oh, it'd be great.
We'll get there.
It's something a bit different, isn't it? We'd love to see it, Yuko. Come on, we want to see you, love.
Yeah.
Before I move on to Biscuits, actually, yes, Lynn, I see Lynn Barker there. Yes, it is Bicky time, Lynn. We're getting to that. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks to everyone else. I've seen Anders and a few people there in the chat. So before I get into Biscuits, I had a question, actually. A fellow podcaster, Mike Usnick, who has the Pink Sock podcast. He saw something that I also saw about you and wanted to know true or false on this one. We both read that you are the nephew of American actor Cesar Romero, who played the Joker in 1960s Batman. Now, is that true or is that false? Because we both read
the nephew bit's not quite correct. It's like it's complicated. It's like second cousin twice removed or something like that.
You are related.
Three generations down, and he's my blood father's uncle, I think, something like that. But he is like blood related, yeah.
There you go.
We all have the same eyebrows, and even my grandchildren, yeah.
Well, I'll throw one back at you then, because a couple of relatives removed, I think he was my great uncle on my mother's side, was Alan Rickman, the actor Alan Rickman, who played Snape in the Harry Potter movies. There you go.
Oh, right.
And I tell you, working in a school with a bunch of teenagers, when you say, "Oh yeah, my uncle was Snape from Harry Potter," that gives you some kudos, I does. Right, so we'll go down with true for that one for Cesar Romero.
Yeah, it's not uncle. Although when our first guitarist in the subs, Richard Anderson, he said, "You remind me of someone," and I said, "Who's that?" He said, "Oh, the Joker in Batman." And when I told him we were related, he didn't believe me until he met my mum, and my mum explained it to him. But it's complicated, isn't it? Like my blood father's cousin, I think that was the kind of correct one. But I always say, yeah, it was my uncle.
That is pretty damn cool. And let's face it, that was the best Batman, the original.
Yes.
Before they took themselves too seriously.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. So we've mentioned you and Yuko and your music, and you sit of an evening and you have duets and you sing together, presumably.
Sing together?
Yeah.
Only in the bath.
Fair enough. Fair enough. so we've had our bath then, we've had our duet, we've put our pyjamas on for the evening, and we're settling down. Yeah. And first question is, you hear a strange noise, a creak in the eaves of the house. What do you think it is? Do you believe in ghosts? Have you ever seen a ghost? And are you superstitious? Seeing as
no, well, it might be the ghost of a squirrel or a bat or something, because we do get that.
We've got a pet
We
squirrel.
don't know what it is yet. We don't know what it is yet.
It probably is a squirrel. We've got one. He comes and taps on the window for his monkey nuts every day.
Yeah, we have one. He comes right up here, like a meter away from me. Like he doesn't actually tap, but he kind of look. Where's my nuts?
Yeah, we both got pet squirrels.
We do communicate. I'm like, oh, sorry.
But are we saying a no to ghosts? Have you ever experienced anything? Or
yeah, I have actually.
Oh, go on. Oh, do tell.
Well, this is quite weird. I was getting ready for breakfast, and the guys. We were in a hotel somewhere in the Midlands, and the guys knocked on my door. Come on, we're going for breakfast. Oh, I'm not ready yet. So and then I looked out the window and I saw them going up the road. They'd gone without me, and then a hand kind of pushed me towards the window. I'm getting chills thinking of that.
Yeah, I just got it.
And then I went to the cafe, but I didn't seem to be in the one that they went. But I went in this cafe, and I was sitting at this table, and these builders was talking about they decorated this room for the second time, and that they were saying, I can't remember if they were saying, they heard about a murder in there. Oh, I think they said, yeah, they were talking about someone got really carved up and there was blood all over the walls. And the second time they'd gone to repaint the walls, but the blood keeps coming back.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And that was right after I came down from the room.
Oh, wow. That's
I don't know if they're connected or anything, but it was a spooky morning.
Yeah, absolutely it was.
Yeah.
Okay, we like that one. And are you superstitious at all?
No.
Not at all. No.
No, I'll walk under a ladder. Black cats. I love black cats. Just painted a couple. But, yeah, no, I'm not superstitious.
We've got two of those. Actually, have you got any pets?
Sorry?
Have you got any pets?
No, because I'm on tour all the time. It's ever so. That's a really sad little thing. I love animals, and although I kind of love animals to be free, it's I just heard recently that there was a woman doing these wild drives in jeeps and into the North America and Alaska and that, and she kind of stayed on an Indian reservation, and she had a dog in the car with her, and poor dog was mostly confined to this car for hours and hours. But the Indians just let their dogs roam around, and if they want to come in someone's house, no one really owns the dog. It come in someone's house for warmth or for a meal or something, and the dogs are just left, and it's nice because they are man's friend, but you don't have to keep them in the house all the time. It's like birds as well in cages, it's a bit sad.
Yeah, I did that once. I had a budgerigar, and
I did when I was when I was a kid.
Yeah. Anyway, right, we must move on to biscuits because time will be getting away with us. So the big question, the tea biscuit question. First part is, do you like Jaffa cakes?
Do I like
Jaffa cakes?
No, I hate them. I tell you, no, I don't really hate them. I nibble around there because sometimes they're put out for our hospitality tray.
Oh yeah.
And I've got to say, Yuko's just brought in some tea and biscuits.
Oh, lovely, perfect. Well done, Yuko. Perfect timing.
Yeah, I nibble all round the edges, avoiding the jam, and then I'll throw the jam middle bit away.
Well, save it all up, stick it in a box, and send it to me. So, all right then. So it's not Jaffa cakes. That's created a reaction there in the chat. Everyone's shocked. Garibaldi, is that?
Yeah, I love them. Yeah, and digestives.
Oh, digestives, plain digestives.
And I also one of my favorite, because we only normally have one box of something at a time, and sometimes it'll be a chocolate digestive. And my very favorite, which is quite hard to find, is what are they called? Lemon puffs.
Oh, lemon puffs.
Yeah, they're really hard to find.
Didn't they change? Because I could swear back in the 70s when I used to have lemon puffs, they were oblongs. And the last time I saw them, they were circles. They changed them.
They're round, aren't they? No,
yeah,
not
they used to be oblong.
I know they were oblong, and Okay. In Morrison's, yeah. Yuko just spoke to me in the door and said we can get them in Morrison's.
All right. Ash, we're off to Morrison's after the show.
We live in a little town, and there's a big Morrison's, a little Tesco local, and a little co-op.
Yep, that does it. Yeah, that's the same street we've got.
Little town. No, Sainsbury's in New Haven. It's huge. Yeah, we'd like going there. And if we go the other way, we have to half an hour drive to Eastbourne. There's a the posh one. What's it called?
Waitrose.
Yeah, Waitrose.
Waitrose.
Sometimes when we go to Eastbourne for anything, we pop into Waitrose and get shopping there.
Well, what have I got today? I've got a bourbon and a custard cream going.
Yeah, I avoid those. They're a bit sweet.
Are they too sweet for you?
Yeah. I'm diabetic, so I watch out, but I never did love very sweet things.
All right, what about that one then? That's my other one. A rich tea.
Oh, I love them. Yeah, love them. They're good for dunking, aren't they?
They're very good. That's what I was going to ask. Do you dunk then?
No, not really. I think I did when I was a kid, but
it's a tricky one because you've got to get it just right.
I mean, McVitie's are very good for that, aren't they?
Oh yes.
Talking about McVitie's.
Yeah.
Garrett, our old guitarist, used to live up by the village by the factory in Leicester. Ooh. And he used to work there, and they used to make wagon wheels. They were lovely, weren't they?
Wagon wheels. I think you can still get them.
Eh?
I think you can still get them.
Yeah, you might have to look around, but yeah, I'll tell you what. If my wife, she'll look on the internet and get a box sent over.
Very wise, very
That's
wise.
That's a good idea, isn't it? Yeah, I'll have to talk to her about that. But they're a bit sweet now.
Yeah, I think they are a bit much, aren't they? So that gooey bit in the middle as well. Yeah, stick to the plainer ones as we're all getting older, eh? Who says, my friend Stevie Brown, too busy eating ice cream on the seafront. Or was that someone down by you?
Sorry, I can't hear that.
Somebody just came up with a message there. Stevie Brown, he's too busy eating ice cream on the seafront, apparently. He can't be bothering with biscuits. He's having an ice cream on the seafront.
Stevie Brown?
Yeah, somebody you know?
No, no.
Well,
well, this is it. We do like our ice cream. We live by the seaside, and there's a lovely ice cream place. They've got a shop in town called Holy. I'm going all again.
Oh, you're right.
We've got a shop called Holy Cow Ice Cream Shop.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and then they got a stall on the beach as well. So when we're on the beach, with friends, we have a selfie and put it on the internet, and so all our friends do it back to us when they have an ice cream.
I noticed when you were in Japan, though. What was it called? Is it Shirin? those amazing ice creams that look like roses.
Oh.
You did a picture on your Instagram.
Yeah.
Like a rose in a cone.
Oh, yeah. That's right. Yeah.
That was a work of art, that was.
And also, you know, at Blackpool, we do that as well. Or any seaside town we're in, we get an ice cream and just
but
take.
If you're in Blackpool,
So all these guys do it back to us. So yeah, brilliant. Good one, Steve.
If you're in Blackpool, is it a Mr. Whippy though with a 99?
No, I hate Whippy. They're horrible. That's not ice cream.
It's just air. Is that where you're going with that?
Well, no, I just like the one in the Holy Cow is a real Italian ice cream, and you know, and when I was a kid, we had like cheap ice cream that had all ice chips in it. Do you remember that?
God,
yeah, but that was really nice, you know. Cheap.
I do know that you have a very discerning palate, because I know there's something else you're fond of.
Sorry?
I said, I know you have a discerning palate, because I know there's something else you're fond of. Vimto candy floss.
Yeah. Our local post office sells candy floss.
I have never heard, when you posted that, it said Vimto candy floss.
Vimto's candy floss. Yeah.
Right, so we've
strange, isn't it? Well, this is a strange little town.
Oh, hello. We've got another strange message come up. Vanilla with monkey's blood on it. Oh, I imagine you mean a Mr. Whippy with red sauce. All right, okay, yeah.
No, I can't stand Whippy. They're horrible. I have had one with you know, a flake on top.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the flakes are good.
But yeah, they are. Yeah, flakes.
Just have the flake and leave the ice cream. But you're right. If you get a really decent ice cream, I mean, there's lots of different flavors. But if you get a really decent one, all you need is vanilla.
Yeah. I agree with that. And also in Brighton, we were in Brighton a lot. We were in Brighton yesterday, and I think we're going a few times this week. And they've got a really lovely ice cream shop. But in the summer, there are queues outside it. Yeah, it says that good.
Excellent. So, all right, we've had our tea and biscuits. We've had an ice cream, and I understand you like going fishing. Am I correct?
I don't get a lot of chance.
No, but when you go fishing, you're sitting out there and it's cold, and you think,
No. In the sunshine on the beach, having cocktails.
Oh God. All right, I was thinking you were getting cold.
You makes a big flask of cocktails.
Nice. Okay. Well, the segment is known as "We're Going Down the Pub" in true punk fashion. So, if we're going down the pub, have you just answered my question of what we're buying you in a round? Is it a cocktail?
For like, when was it? I went out Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I kind of, I can't keep drinking the same thing every day. So yesterday I was drinking not Scotch, Jack Daniels.
All right. Yeah.
Ice and lemon.
Nice.
Jack Daniels, and Sunday I was drinking cider. Because it was a lovely sunny hot day. We were outside in the pub
It's been gorgeous
drinking on Sunday, because some friends of ours came up from the Isle of Wight, and when I went to see the Undertones on Friday, I was drinking Jack Daniels then. Because when I go to these affairs, like lots of people come in, oh, let me buy you a drink, Charlie. So I just said, oh, I'll have a Jack Daniels with ice. It's just easy.
Yeah, it's rude to say no. So.
Yeah. I mean, I have to sometimes. Irish but yeah, I mean, sometimes, yeah. And with Jack Daniels, I don't get a hangover. I think there's, so much ice and water in it, like,
all the suggestions are coming.
And then when I get home, I have a cup of tea and don't get a hangover.
And a digestive biscuit.
Yeah.
And a Garibaldi. Yes, absolutely right. Right. So we're coming to the end now, Charlie. We're going to let you go down the pub when you want to. But before we let you go,
We've got a day off today.
Yay! Fantastic.
Yeah.
Before you let me go, we have one last thing.
What is it? Tuesday today, isn't it? Yeah.
Yes,
See my grandkids. My grandkids' record launch in Brighton. Oh no, that's Sunday. Thursday at 9.
Hang on. Your grandkids' record launch. What has he got? Has he got a band?
Yeah, he's in a couple of bands. Well, one band.
Give him a name check.
Dr. Payne is one band, but Dr. Payne has actually gone off to Colombia, South America, and he's teaching English over there for a few months. And Marley, my grandkid, is in this band. We saw him last night called Jar of Blind, a jar of blind flies, and they got a girl, beautiful girl on guitar, and she sings, and she's got an amazing voice. The range is amazing, and Marley, my grandson, plays drums. He's also a guitarist and singer in some other. He used to play in AMI, a local Brighton little punk band. Anti-Meathead Incorporated.
Okay.
AMI.
Okay. All right.
They made some records, but it's Chora Blind Fly's debut album launch on Sunday at the Green Door in Brighton. If anyone's ever any near that, so I'll see you there. I'll buy you a pint.
Excellent. The musical blood is running through the family veins.
Well, I've got 6 grandchildren. It is just the one who's gone into music and is a musician. Yeah.
Oh wow! Oh well, best of luck with it all on Sunday. Hope that launch goes well.
And my little side project, which is Charlie Harper's Submachine. He does play drums on that, and we have made a record or two.
Oh, wonderful! Yeah. Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah. So he's a really good drummer. I'm keeping him on drums on my projects.
And so remind us again, that's on their album launches on Sunday
on Sunday at the Green Door in Brighton. It's by the stage behind the station. Yeah.
Right. Anyone who watches this anytime between now and Sunday, get on down there. Right, before we let you go, Charlie, we have one final segment for you, and it is the Reignite random questions.
Yeah.
This could literally be anything. We have 60 questions. We don't expect you to answer all 60. We don't expect you to answer all 60. We'll just pick a random few. Don't worry.
Right,
we did say an hour, so don't worry.
Yeah. It's all right. You don't have to stick to that, but.
All we need you to do is pick. You do as many or as few as you like. It's numbers 1 to 60. You pick a number. I'll throw the question at you.
Okay, 13.
13. Unlucky 13. Oh, okay. Is there a product that you would endorse if you would get it free forever?
Gibson guitars.
Good call. That sounds fair enough. I think we go more along the Garibaldi line, but think big. Why not? All right, go.
You didn't mean biscuits, did you? I thought we'd done them.
My brain always goes to biscuits. What can I tell you?
These biscuits are kind of telling me to eat them.
Of course they are. That's what they do. They're not decorative, are they? All right, we'll go with Gibson guitars for that one. That sounds like a good call. All right, whenever you've had a chomp on that biscuit and you're ready, fire another number at me.
Number 1.
Number 1. Okay. Are you easier to scare or to embarrass?
Say that again.
Are you easier to scare or to embarrass?
Am I easier to scare or embarrass?
Yeah.
No, neither.
Neither.
I'm fearless. And I get embarrassed. It's funny. Somehow in Japan, they all think I'm cute.
Oh,
Somehow.
you are.
Yeah.
You
And they've got a word. They've got this word called kawaii.
Kawaii.
You know? Yeah, so they're all going, oh, kawaii, kawaii, and I get very embarrassed.
That's nice. That's sweet. Well, actually, that's interesting. You said Japan. What do you put down to your big following in Japan?
Rock and roll.
Just, really, it's the same with the dance.
Dancing down stage for an hour. Yeah, keeps you a little bit fit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, go on. Chuck me another number.
Okay, 20.
Number 20. Oh, okay. If you had to choose another career, what would it be? And what other jobs have you had besides hairdresser?
I missed the end bit.
It was, if you had to choose another career, what would it be? And what other jobs have you had? We know about hairdresser.
Yeah. I don't think I'm big and strong enough for farming, but I quite would like, not quite farming, but taking care of rare animals or sick animals or something like that, you know, looking after rare breeds of whatever it is, sheep, cows, pigs.
Rewarding.
Yeah, so they don't have to be killed.
Yeah, we did. We moved to Spain for a while. We worked for several cat charities as volunteers, and that was one of the best things we've done, going down there and looking after all the abandoned cats. Very, very rewarding. I'm with you on that one. Okay, give me one more.
Right, 33.
Okay, 33. Have you ever bought something that you later decided was a complete waste of money?
I just did.
Oh, go on.
I just did. We must have been for our anniversary last week. We went to Brighton, and Yuko loves to shop, so we went to that store has all the really cheap clothes and everything.
Oh,
TJ Maxx.
Oh, TJ Maxx. Yeah.
So I bought a shirt, okay, and I have a kind of love of flannel shirts, you know, those check ones, all the lumberjacks wear.
Yeah. Now you got that song in my head.
Yeah. And so I bought this shirt, and Yuko said she didn't want to tell me because she said, I think you've got that one. And it was true that I bought a shirt with the same pattern that I already have. Yeah. So I'm going to give it to my Marley, my grandkid, wears those flannel shirts. So I'm going to give it to him.
Oh dear.
Yeah. So, yeah, I had the same, not the same shirt, but the same pattern anyway.
Just like me, I go to a shop. If it's black, I buy it. It's simple. Look at that.
Luckily, in that cheap shop, this shirt was meant to be £80, and it was reduced to about £24.
Oh, bargain.
Yeah. But flannel shirts, you can spend £250, £300 on them.
Yeah.
You know, so that was lucky I didn't, spend that Usually I get them a lot cheaper. And then if I'm in America where they kind of make these things, I can get them, you know, like in second-hand shops, fraction of the price.
Yeah, that's a good bargain. I was just about to ask my producer to do something, and he's doing it already. He's just put up, scrolling at the bottom of the screen, any of your socials, as in Facebook, etc., and all your upcoming dates. Of which
Oh, brilliant! What a guy!
Yeah. Wow, look at those. You are going to be busy again over the next couple of months, I can see.
Cold Store, Nottingham Cold Store. I don't think I've done that one.
Coming up.
Please, that's a brilliant gig.
They are. The album's out on Cleopatra Records.
Yeah, well, that's why we're going. I think it's this week, maybe next week. Can't remember.
You got Leamington Spa coming up, Newcastle, Hull.
Yeah.
Bradford. Blimey, you're going to be busy right through to.
Oh well, Wally, we done that in '77, but it's a completely rebuilt place now.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah, it used to be a working man's club, the Wellington.
Hang on, that you're doing Bristol. That's not the little boat that's in the dock in Bristol, is it?
That's which?
Have you played on that in Bristol? One of your gigs is in Bristol. It's not that little boat that's moored, is it?
No, it's the big fleece. It's the old the grain market or something. You know, the hay market. And,
I just remember going down to a gig in Bristol, and it was the Damned, and it was on a boat moored down in some dock somewhere.
Oh no, I haven't done that. I asked our some of our not agency but promoters.
Yeah.
Are down there, and now I said, yeah, can we do that boat? You know, I've asked them because we went for a walk around the docks.
Yeah.
Was it last year? I think last year maybe.
It's a fun venue.
Funny enough, it's when I think we went to see the Damned, and we went for a walk around the docks, and we were talking about the boat. Yeah. No, I haven't played that yet. I played just about every other place in Bristol.
Oh, do that boat. It's a really fun venue to play.
Yeah. We do a boat in Paris. That's beautiful on the Seine. Yeah.
Oh, very posh.
Well, it's not that posh, but it is nice. It's a nice boat.
It's something different.
Yeah, I love it. I love boats, and I love playing on boats. Yeah.
Well, actually, talking about that, I was going to say, hang on, what's this? Thank you. Is anyone going to see the Damned? I'll see you there. Yes, I am going to see the Damned. Are you off to see the Damned, Charlie? They've got their big reunion coming up.
What is it like? 80 quid a ticket or something?
It wasn't far off, to be honest with you, and it got put back. I think it was 3 times because of COVID, and it's finally going ahead. In a
friend of mine, you know, bought a ticket. I think even more, like £100 and something.
Yeah, I think we paid about 70 odd, and I can't remember what it was, but some magazine this week was banging tickets out.
Yeah. Well, if you love a band that much, you know, I mean, it's money well spent. But yeah, we were going to see, you know, Toya. And,
yes, I do. She's Toya, been on the show.
Yeah, Toya, Television, and Billy Idol.
Yeah.
And we were almost like putting £200 down for a seat when a friend of ours was doing the sound for Television, and he said, "Oh, Tom Verlaine just got ill. They're off the tour," and we were going to just go to see Television. We weren't really interested in seeing anything else, you know.
Oh no!
Yeah, I mean, we played with Toya a couple of weeks ago, and she supported us. And well, we played after her anyway on the same stage. It was a big festival thing, and I think she probably didn't agree to go on stage at midnight, and we couldn't care less really. But anyway, yeah, and it was a good show. Yeah. And she won Billy Idol's Rebel Yell, which is quite surprising.
Yeah,
I think she sounds good when she sings rock, but for most of her shows she's warbling her way through all these little songs.
Yeah, she has actually got a good rock voice. I know she's done.
Yeah, she sings rock really well.
Poison. Anyway, I'm going to throw one more before I let you go. I'm going to throw one more question at you. Go on, give me one.
No worries.
Go on, give me a number.
Oh, right. Okay. 66. Oh, you only up to 60, aren't
I'm
you?
only up to 60.
11.
Yeah, make one up. Make one up.
No, 11.
11. All right, 11. Oh, here you go. Oh, is there? Hang on, what's that? Oh, sorry. Can you swim? And do you prefer swimming pools or the sea if you can swim?
Funny enough, I learnt to dog paddle in the sea when I was at school at Broadstairs, and you can walk out for maybe half a mile, and the water only comes up to your waist, and that's fine. And then when I was kind of a teenager, or around about 19, I was in Saint-Tropez, and I could, the same thing. The water was up to your kind of tits and like way out, and so I kind of swam a bit there, and then well, to cut a long story short, I'm not a good swimmer. I can do a bit of breaststroke, I can do the crawl, I can't do the backstroke. I used to be a kind of non-swimmer and dive in a swimming pool in the deep end, knowing that I can hold my breath until I get to the other side. But people who knew I couldn't swim would dive in and get me and pull me out. And it was funny, yeah. And that happened a few times in it when I kind of lived in America and California. They done that as well. But yeah, if the pool's kind of small, I can dive in and go underwater to the other side. And but yeah, I'm not a good swimmer at all. No, I it's one of the few things that I didn't do well.
Okay, but more of a paddler then down on the beach.
Yeah, I mean, I don't dog paddle anymore, but I can't. No, and I kind of, when I see water, I kind of think of fishing, not swimming.
Just roll your trouser legs up, put a knotted hanky on your head, and just go for a paddle with your ice cream.
Exactly.
That's good, isn't it? All right, listen, we really should let you go because we've run over by about a quarter of an hour here. I'm very sorry.
No worries.
We appreciate your time very, very much. So just to recap, the album obviously is out, Reverse Engineering, been out for a while now.
Yeah, it's just out. It should be in the shops, or I don't know. People kind of order it online these days, don't they?
Yeah, it's different, isn't it, these days?
You
used to go run down to your record shop or Woolworths when something came out.
Yeah, so much easier. And another thing, because it's an American release, it's like you pay £10 more or something. It's silly. So it's probably about 25 quid. I don't know.
That's well worth it.
If you're lucky. Oh yeah. Actually, everyone says, that they love it. They think it's brilliant. So that's good.
Super. So we've got the album out, easily available. We've got the tour coming back online again, even though you're only just taking a short break. But we've had the tour dates up. They're also, if you're not watching this live and if you missed that scrolling, it's all in the show notes, so you can just click and read it. All the tour dates are there. All Charlie's social media are there. So
brilliant.
Follow him. And the book will be out at some point in the future, and a Halloween single will be out at some point in the future.
Well, that'll probably be next year, I think. I'm sure it'll be next year because there's been just too much happening. COVID is like a big spring pulled back, and now it's over. Everyone's shooting out and touring it everywhere and working.
Yeah, absolutely right.
Good thing.
We'll keep our fingers crossed that comes out for next Halloween, and we'll get you back on next Halloween to talk about it.
Brilliant.
All right, we're gonna thank you very much for being on today, Charlie. You've been an absolute legend. We're gonna disappear backstage. And just to remind everyone, we are back on December the 2nd with Martin Parrott from Johnny Mayhead and the Wingmen.
Oh, wow.
Grey Cells.
Wow.
He's a very busy lad. So he's our next guest. Make sure you all subscribe and keep it reignited. And a happy Halloween. We will see you all very soon.